Hello YouTubers, this is an update video for my calendar tutorial I made last month. So a lot of you sent me mails that you had trouble with the source code, and I had some troubles too because the code I wrote had some mistakes in it. So I made this short video to explain you which sections needs to be changed so it can work fine for you too. So as you can see, I have this calendar up here and it works fine. So three things needs to be changed. The first thing is you need to call the get start date day position function in the viewDidLoad load function. That's the first thing. This function here calculates the number of empty boxes 1, 2, 3 on every month. So I didn't realize that it was missing here because on January, when I wrote this code, there wasn't any empty boxes at the start of the month, so I couldn't realize that here needs to be called this function. That's the first thing. So first, write down this function here. Second, in the get start date day position function, in the first case of the switch statement, you need to write these lines of code. In the previous video, I had this one. I had this switch statement in the case that worked fine for January, but for some reason this pattern here didn't work okay for February and some other months. So it needed to be changed, and I wrote these lines of code that works fine. So it's a while loop, and you need to write this too for the code to run okay. So that's the second one that needs to be changed. And the last one, on the calendar Swift file, in the weekday and month variable, you need to subtract 1. That's because the first one, the month, needs to be 1 less. So in the view controller, it can load the months probably because the index starts at 0. And the second one, the weekday, needs also to be 1 less because the weekday case of the calendar component loads Monday as 2 and Sunday as 1, but we need Monday to be equal to 1, so we subtract 1, and if we subtract 1, Sunday will be 0 because Sunday is usually 1, but 1 minus 1 is 0. So we put a very small if statement here where we say that if weekday is equal to 0 to Sunday, then we will make weekday equal to 7. That's very important because we use this variable in the get start day day position, and this need to be right so we will have no errors in the calculation here because that's how the calendar works. It's this function is the most important one for my calendar, and that's all. 3 things. First one, call this function in the viewDidLoad function. Second one, change this case with these lines of code. And third and last one, subtract 1 from these 2 variables. And that's all. As you can see, I will load it now on the simulator, and as you can see, it works okay for me, and I hope you will have no problem with the code. Okay, so that's all, and thank you very much for the support. It is the calendar tutorial is my first video, and a lot of you sent me mails that you liked the code, and you found it very helpful, and I'm very happy about it. So please subscribe to support my work because I'm at the very beginning, and like also my videos. If you have some idea or suggestion, leave a comment below, and thank you very much.